And here we are. Hey, we're calling this the Country Music Showcase here on Steve Shetler Media. And we are live at Barnwired in the big town of Sigourney, Iowa. We welcome in all the way from Canada, Miss Shelley Lynch and her sister, Kathy. Guys, how you doing today?
We're great.
Glad to have you here in my hometown. You came all the way to Canada just to hang out here in Sigourney.
Absolutely, we did. With you.
Just straight here.
Yeah. You didn't stop anywhere else.
No,
it was straight to Sigourney. Very nice. So we're going to have Shelley Lynch. We're going to be talking to Shelley for the next half hour, get some music from her as well. Let's bring in Amanda. I'm assuming you're wanting to talk today, Amanda. We'll squeeze you in here. We always got to make room for Amanda.
Come on
you can
in.
Get right in here and tell us what is happening. I know you changed some hours and all that stuff up here recently. Oh, you got notes.
I got notes again. So we changed our hours this week to Monday through Friday from 6:30 to 3 p.m.
Okay.
And then Saturday from 8 to 2. But the biggest change is no Thursday and Friday nights, but we are doing breakfast and lunch on Saturday. Okay. So there's that. This week we also brought back lunch specials. So today is tater tot casserole. Tomorrow is Thursday, which is always Mexican. So we have chicken enchiladas or taco salad. And then Friday, it's the first Friday of every month. So the first Friday of every month, we have ham balls. So,
ooh,
yes. Our sandwich of the week is the chicken bacon ranch wrap. And our soup is broccoli cheddar.
Okay. Right, just in time for the weather to cool down. You're going to have some cheddar, some ham balls, all that good stuff. So anything else going on this week?
It's homecoming week in Sigourney, so tonight is boom night. So the parade is at 6 o'clock tonight. Come and show the boys your support.
All right. Well, Amanda, thank you. We'll do this again on Friday.
Yes, I can't wait.
It's her favorite time of the week, getting some video airtime on Steve Shetler Media. Hey, again, we have Shelley Lynch here, and if you want to get into Barnwired today, they do have, obviously, some lunch specials, and they've got fantastic food. Neil Crott, who runs the things behind the scenes here, he and I always fill up overstuffed on food by the time we leave here every time.
Awesome.
So get in here for some lunch and some drinks here at Barnwired, the noon hour quickly approaching. So you came all the way from Canada. Now, you and I, when did we meet the first time? Was it maybe a year or two ago, somewhere in there?
Yeah, but officially meet?
Yeah.
You mean? Like
Yeah.
at CRS,
when did you
maybe?
Go? Okay, I can't remember.
Many years ago.
Yeah, all right. So
because you won an award there at one time.
I did, back in
Yeah,
2020.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, and then you were on a radio tour when I was still in the radio world.
Yeah, in 2022 with the
Okay.
Country Girls Are Crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. So, yeah, we've visited before, and nice to see you again.
It's awesome.
How has now? You said we were joking that they came straight to Sigourney, Iowa. That was not the case. Going on a radio tour, you've hit up some different places. Where all have you been so far?
We have been... Idaho was our first stop, radio station there, and I
Okay.
sang at a high school with the arts class.
All right.
And others. And that was really cool and inspiring, not just for them, but for me as well.
Cool.
Bringing new songwriters,
Yeah.
It's always so cool. And then we went from there, a very, very long drive, to South Dakota.
Okay.
And that was in Spearfish, and that was pretty awesome. We stayed in Deadwood City.
Okay.
And then from there, we went straight up to Marshalltown, Iowa,
Okay.
and saw Doris Day.
Yeah.
And now we're here.
My old friend Doris Day
Yeah.
up at, was it Kicks 101?
Yeah, 101.
All right. So, yeah, if you need a great radio station to listen to, we would highly recommend that one. Doris Day, a good friend in radio over the years. Did you see anything cool between Idaho and South Dakota? I know the Dakotas, that's kind of a destination place for people to go see, like, Mount Rushmore and all that stuff. Did you run into any bears or anything along the way?
I have bears in my yard, remember?
Yeah, being from Canada, you probably do. That's not a big thing.
No, but what did we see?
We saw deer,
A lot of
antelope.
Antelope.
Yeah,
Were they playing? Were the deer and the
antelope
playing?
play.
Well-
We started singing that, actually, when we saw them.
we make up road games all the time.
All right.
And it's usually roadkill bingo or But the one we started playing, because there was this corridor with lots and lots of deer,
Okay.
and then it was an antelope. So if you saw a deer, you had to say doe. A deer, a female.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then you see an antelope, you have to sing Home on the Range.
All right. Were you singing all the time then?
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah, a lot.
and laughing.
And doing shots of Fireball?
No.
The passenger,
We-
maybe?
yeah, no, well, because if one gets tired, then the other one's gonna
Yeah.
drive, right?
Because and Fireball is a big part of what you do. Of course, you always
Absolutely,
have Fireball
yeah.
Friday on your social media.
Yes, and that is Fireball actually sponsors the merch for Fireball Friday,
Okay.
which is really cool. We gave away 7 acoustic guitars
Wow.
already, and lots of merch, lots of different kinds of things we've given away, and we're still giving away every Fireball Friday.
Yes.
So
Very cool.
that is cool.
And you had one of your Fireball Fridays actually on Steve Shetler Media. I think that was like the first
Oh,
live,
yes, we took
live
over.
video.
Yes,
yeah,
we
that we did
did.
back in July, maybe.
I forgot about that already. This seems like
No.
so much has happened, right?
You're just going to say, we're sorry.
Yeah.
It was fun. See, I wasn't able to be home that evening, so I was totally leaving it up to you guys because I
And
think
we
I was
just took right
like
over.
I went to a pro wrestling show of all things, so I was watching pro wrestling in person, and you guys were doing your thing. So, yeah, it was. But I did
very
watch the
cool.
video after the fact, and it was a lot
was
of fun.
okay.
Yeah, it was good. But yeah,
That's
you
good.
were the
Woo.
very first artist.
Yeah.
Put that down in
Thank
the history
you.
books.
Yeah,
to
that
take
was
over
cool.
the Steve
Yep.
Shetler Media page. I mean, it was
sure.
a historic time
Definitely.
on the internet.
On the internet. Yep.
In the internet's history, it has been marked down. So you're out promoting a brand new single to country radio,
I am.
and what's the name of the new tune?
The song is called Love is Real.
Okay,
And these are all self-penned tunes, of course, right?
Yeah.
Singer-songwriter. And that song, it's interesting because it has 2 meanings to it, apparently.
okay,
I wrote the song, and it was actually a breakup. And then my brother was getting remarried, or did remarry this year,
okay.
and he used that song for his wedding.
All right. So
Because
it, could go either way.
it definitely, and I never knew that, but so many people are telling me that more, that they like it for a wedding song.
Okay.
Is the idea. But it doesn't matter what it is it came from the heart,
Yeah.
right? And it's about love being real. So,
Okay. Very interesting.
So,
and
yeah.
is there a whole new project out there as far as like an album, or are you going kind of song by song?
You
or-
know, right now it's song by song.
Okay.
I wanted to do a full album, and we had promoted it as such, but there's so much going on behind the scenes, and so much has to happen before that.
Yeah.
I mean, I have thousands of songs, like
Sure.
especially "Love Is Real." I wasn't even going to record that one,
Okay.
right? It was one that was really close to my heart, but it ended up being recorded. So
Awesome. All right. And
Yeah.
that's out there right now for people
It
to,
is,
to
yep.
check out online?
yep, definitely.
Okay. Of course, you've had other songs out on the radio. I know I played some of your tunes over the last few years. So you're kind of used to this whole radio thing.
Yeah,
You've been doing country music for a little while now.
for a long time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
actually, with the start of Plowing and Crying, I think broke me into the U.S. radio,
All right.
and that was many years ago. And then everything's blowing all over.
I know
just
it's
so you
windy
know.
out here. I'm just ignoring it. It's
You're
not
just
happening to
ignoring
me. It's me and you.
That's funny. And so, yeah, just when it's in your blood, so to speak,
Yeah.
it's who you are,
Yep.
right? And anytime I've tried to walk away from it, I haven't been able to,
Yeah.
right? It's who you are,
Yeah.
and you
Very
have to
cool.
you have to stay with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Well, let's do one of your tunes right
one
now.
of the tunes. Do you
Yeah.
remember "Dreams and Gasoline"?
I
Grab
think
me
I
a
do.
water.
And your sister Kathy's going to
Yep.
sing back up here. Again, we're hanging out with Shelley Lynch, and if you look Shelley up online, make sure you add that extra E in. It's SHELLEY.
EY.
People tend to forget that
Yep,
extra
they do.
E, so put that in there when you're doing a search for Shelley Lynch
So-
here on today's Country Music Showcase.
And I think you know this song. So this rekindled my career this time around.
All right.
It's called "Dreams and Gasoline."
All right.
Every morning the sun wakes up. She looks down at her coffee cup, walks wearing the Hell, all the good things are gone. It's not the love that you would have been. Sometimes it was good in it. Took leaving on him to keep moving on. Like throwing a match on gasoline. Like a perfect storm on an open sea. Rolling wild and running free. On dreams and gasoline. All she wanted was love and trust. Someone to hold when life got tough. Now she's found a new way of living free. She's finding ways to ignite her dreams, pushing through those memories. Sometimes a burning bridge is all you need. Like throwing a match on gasoline. Like a perfect storm on an open sea. Rolling wild and running free. On dreams and gasoline. You're not gonna sing? Nope. Why not? Just checking.
Leave it to the professionals.
Like throwing a match on gasoline. Like a perfect storm on an open sea. Rolling wild and running free. Yeah, like throwing a match on gasoline. Like a perfect storm on an open sea. Rolling wild and running free. On dreams, on dreams, on dreams and gasoline.
Hey, that is Shelley Lynch here on
Thank you.
Steve Shuttler Media, a country music showcase. Now, you guys were sounding a whole lot alike there. If I had to get, I couldn't differentiate between your two voices. That was pretty
too
cool.
funny. We do get that a lot.
Yeah,
really.
very cool. So, growing up, was your household a musical household with your parents and everything?
Definitely. So we grew up at a drive-in theater, and my grandparents owned it before our parents.
Okay.
And there's 5 girls and 1 boy.
All right.
And our older sisters had a band at one time, and
Okay.
so we'd always, everybody played guitar. There was drums in the living room,
Yeah.
and we'd always go up to the mic and go, "Thank you, thank you very much, thank you." Yeah. So yeah, we were the entertainment on Saturday nights, pretty much.
Okay.
And then we sang in church a lot every
Sure.
Sunday, so there was a lot of singing,
Yeah.
a lot of guitar playing.
Awesome. So when did things get more serious for you, music-wise? When did it actually turn into the full-time gig for you?
Well, that's a really long story. But I can tell you, I've always wanted to record. I told this story amongst the kids at the school. When I was their age, my parents took me to a guy that was doing recording that was going to help out, just give advice. We
Okay.
lived in a small town. And I remember going in the door with my mom and dad, and he literally looked at me and said, "Well, after you write 1,000 songs, you come back here and talk to me." And I was like,
Yeah.
I was devastated, right? And then in grade 12, I went and I was going to record in Calgary, and I moved to Calgary, and I got there, and the studio was actually empty by the time I went back there, and I was so upset. I was like, okay, maybe I don't belong, right? All
Yeah.
of a sudden you think, that doubt comes in, and you think that you don't belong. So I went and did other things. I mean, I actually work a full-time job. I'm
Okay.
a finance manager
Oh, okay.
on holidays, and
All
this is
right.
what I'm doing, right? But then I recorded several places. I recorded in Lethbridge. I recorded in Calgary. These are places, studios out of the small town. And then I started recording with Les Bolin out of Jaffrey, and I
Okay.
did some recording there. And then started recording in Nashville, I think, in 2009, I would say,
Okay.
is when my first. So it was Omni Sound at first, and right now, so the Dreams in Gasoline is actually Dean Miller produced it,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yep.
So that was amazing group of people
Yeah.
that I have recording now. It's so cool.
I think I'm Facebook friends with Dean Miller. When
Yeah.
he had some singles out to radio here.
Totally did. Yep.
Maybe
he still
in the
does,
last
I
few-
think.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So very cool.
Yeah.
And of course, so you're doing the radio thing. You know, we can't talk about doing the radio thing without talking about the people that are working your current single to radio, because we are having this discussion beforehand.
Yep.
We're talking about the ladies
Yes.
that work
So,
your stuff to radio, that
a
call the radio
Big
stations.
shout out to Regina and Christina. Thank you so much. You guys have no idea. Having my sister here, I call her my sidekick. Like, without all these people, and Joe and Ellie Kelly,
Yeah.
and I have Doug and Drew, and there's so many people behind the scenes that help you all the time. And one day I'm gonna pay you.
This is my 3-week holiday because I work with her.
It's so
Hey,
funny.
wait,
It takes
is that a
some-
holiday? I work with you, and my holiday I go with you for 3 weeks.
But it's fun.
Oh
But
yeah.
it's fun, right?
Yeah.
and you get to see lots of country.
Yeah, lots and lots.
It's
it
actually
sounds like.
lots of fun.
Lots and lots.
Lots of drive time together.
Yeah,
That sisterly bond.
I know, like, how many sisters do you know can sit in an F-150 pickup truck
Yeah.
loaded with clothes? Have you seen how many clothes are in there? They're hanging along the back, and the whole back of the truck has suitcases and shoes. And there's her and I, and we drive and drive and drive and drive. That's pretty cool. I'm pretty impressed that, our parents brought us up to have unconditional love.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what. Like, when we were little, if you fought, you had to kiss and make up. That goes a long ways.
Yeah.
Right? Because it doesn't matter. I'm not kissing you, though.
Say things are gonna get awkward really quick here.
Yeah.
That's when you were little.
But
I
yeah,
remember.
as you mentioned, yeah, tons of people behind the scenes that people don't realize.
No.
You just hear the songs on the radio, and you think that people probably just think, oh yeah, that's nice, and that probably
Well, yeah,
a
they
few
think
maybe a
that was an
handful of
overnight
people.
success.
Yeah, but all the
Oh,
different
wait.
folks.
I do have some really cool news for you, though.
All right.
Especially. So, the BC Country Music Association,
Okay.
I am nominated. I have 2 nominations. One for traditional country,
Okay.
and the other one is international achievement.
Nice. Congratulations.
I was so stoked.
Yeah.
I was like, woo!
When are those handed out?
On November the 5th.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well,
So we'll be there in Vancouver.
is it a big award show that
Oh, yeah.
takes place?
Yep,
Okay.
it's a big award show. I don't think it's broadcast, this one, but Kathy will definitely broadcast it.
Some
I might.
pirate live streaming. Awesome. Well, best of luck
funny.
on that. We'll be watching your Facebook and social media to see how things
Check it out.
turn
eh?
out there. Awesome. Well, let's go and go ahead and do another song.
Okay, so I decided to do this Country Girls Are Crazy song because this is Country Girls Are Crazy Radio Tour 2.0.
Uh-huh.
We couldn't just say Love Is Real, right? That's a single out on radio because we are crazy. I mean, think about it, what we're doing right now, right? So this song actually, and I told you I live in the country, and I go to bed early because I get up very early in the morning, and my bed is here. There's a window there, and the doorway to my room is right here, and then there's a big living room window off to there. So I do have bears that come in my yard. And so I'm sleeping and I hear this loud bang. And I actually thought, because it was windy that week, that a tree fell on the house.
Okay.
So I immediately opened my eyes. And when I opened my eyes, the window, I could see a flashlight trying to flash through my blinds in my window. And where we live is quite beautiful. There's a lot of lakes, and so there's tourists, and there has been people breaking into houses out in the country.
Okay.
And so right away I was like, and I grabbed my phone to call 911, but it was so bright that I know now that if you hit the two buttons on the side, it won't turn the light on. You can call 911, but I didn't know that, and I was half asleep.
Okay.
And Kathy goes, "Don't wake up, Shelley," is the problem. So I cover my phone up like this, and I'm like half asleep. I go to my door to go out my doorway, and this light is flashing down my hallway from the living room now. And I was absolutely terrified. I moved back into my bedroom, and then I ran down the hallway to get my gun, because yes, I do have a gun. My son is a big hunter, and he's like, "Mom, you need a gun. You got bears in your yard." So I went down to get my gun, and then I heard this bang, bang, bang on the front door, and I was like, I just twisted, right? I'm like, okay, that guy's at the front door. You're going down, mother trucker. And I literally went right to the front door, phone in one hand, flicked on the lights, opened the door, went to punch. I'm like, "You're right there. You're going down." I go like this, open the door. It's a cop. So he didn't identify himself. He was a younger cop. He definitely got an earful from Shelley, no
Yeah.
doubt about it. He was at the wrong house.
Oh, no.
And I'll never forget the night. And then I was talking to the supervisor the next day, because obviously there's a review, right? And I said, "Hey, you need to tell that young guy, do not do that in the country where there's lots of women that live on their own or whatever.
Yeah.
And country girls are crazy." Literally, this is where the song came from. I was thinking about it. I could either be terrified about it or I could write about it, because I'm a songwriter, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to write a song about it. So here we go. Country girls are crazy. I know it was a long, long story, but you know.
Shelley Lynch on our Country Music Showcase.
Doors are made of solid oak. She's the kindest of everyday folk. A beauty, calm, don't let that fool you. An IQ 132, she'll get the best of you. She's a country girl, and she's crazy. She said, "You're gonna bust down my door. You best be ready to settle the score. I got a loaded gun underneath my bed, bring you back to life again. Don't you know, country
Shelley
girls are
Lynch is
crazy." She's up before the crack of dawn, works until the sun is gone. She's also a classy lady. You do no harm, she'll treat you well. Cross her path, she'll give you hell. She'll be a country girl and gone crazy. She said, "You're gonna bust down my door. You best be ready to settle the score. I got a loaded gun underneath my bed, bring you back to life again. Don't you know, country girls are crazy." I was telling those kids that, so the middle of that song where I'll bring you back to life again, I'm a retired paramedic. And my son used to go to the school and tell his teacher, "I have to behave or my mom's going to beat me up and bring me back to life." Gonna bust down my door. You best be ready to settle the score. I got a loaded gun underneath my bed, bring you back to life again. Don't you know, country girls are crazy. I'm a country girl, a little crazy. Wait for it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Shelley Lynch here on the Country Music Showcase. Again, coming to us all the way from Canada on her radio tour, doing a little video during the midday here in Sigourney at Barn Wired. Yeah, I was going to ask you,
Beautiful.
What's that?
It's very beautiful here.
You like hearing Sigourney?
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. I was going to ask you, we were talking about bears. Did you know that there is something called Fat Bear Week? And that we're in the midst of it, Fat Bear Week. It's an actual thing.
I did not know that.
So we're celebrating Fat Bear. The skinny bears just get left out, I guess. So it's Fat Bear. I don't know. I don't know what really Fat Bear Week is, but it's an
That's
actual
funny.
thing.
Well, because they got to fatten up,
Yeah.
so they go and hibernate.
That was my first thought, was that they're going into hibernation, so they're
Okay.
fattening
Yeah.
up, so they're picking apples off your trees, they're picking fruit and berries, and they're trying to get everything they can
They're
before they
eating
go
women
into
out in the
hibernation.
Canadian wild side. And
Yes.
No, because we have guns.
Yeah, you have
Remember?
guns. The ones that don't have guns.
Yeah.
All right, 5 random questions. How about this? Not so random because they're right here in front of me.
All right.
5 random questions for Shelley. This actually, it says everyone in America, but I'm going to word it this way. Everyone in Canada, before they die, should visit where? What's something in Canada that people should visit before they die?
Fernie.
Yeah.
What's that?
Fernie. It's
What's
my
Fernie?
hometown.
Okay.
And it's pretty great because it's right in the middle of the Rocky Mountains, and we have bears. We have
Okay.
all kinds of things
All right.
there. Great world-class skiing.
Okay.
So, yeah, they should visit Fernie.
All right. Visit
You know, I was just going to say, Shelley said that I'm not allowed to answer any questions after the last time. And then she looked at me.
She's wanting help.
Yeah, that was your cue.
Okay.
Should we go on to question 2? How about this? How many times a night do you wake up? This is kind of random.
About 4.
About 4 and maybe 5 if you're interrupted by the police
Yeah.
or a bear. All right. Question 3. Do you have any autographed pictures? Any like famous people that you've gotten autographs from?
I
Are you an
don't
autograph
think
seeker?
I do, No,
I don't think you do.
I
Okay.
don't actually.
All right. So no you got to meet some famous when
I
you're in
know.
Nashville. I know
well,
you're
actually,
going to be
I have met a lot of, like, Toby Keith. I remember partying.
Okay.
Really cool story, but I don't think I could tell it on here.
No.
But
That'll be a bonus for our live
Yeah,
audience.
It'll be a bonus. Lots of people. I mean, Kix Brooks.
You just
who
haven't
else have
bothered
we-
with the autographs.
No, I haven't
No.
asked for autographs
Okay.
ever.
All right. Well, I mean, people just selfies or just
We got
Yeah.
pictures.
Lots
Yeah.
of pictures.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Who would you say is your most famous picture that you have some picture with?
I would say the night with John Rich.
John Rich.
Yes.
Big and Rich.
Yes.
All right. All right.
At his
Question.
house where we were.
Oh,
a
nice.
Little. Yeah.
Was Fireball
He was
involved?
feeding us whiskey.
All right.
Yeah.
Question 4. All right, you were talking about your city that you live in. What is the coolest thing about the city that you live in?
Well, actually, there's lots of history. The coal mining. It's a coal mining town. I'm not a coal miner's daughter. I'm
Okay.
a coal miner. Apparently, is the joke. But there is quite the history. The Hosmer Mountain, for one. There's a shadow in the mountain of a maiden on a horse, and it's her father leading the way.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it would take me a long time to actually
Yeah.
tell you why, but they call it's this shadow in the mountain. It's pretty incredible.
Okay.
And there's an entire history behind
The Ghost Rider.
the Ghost Rider
All
and the
right.
town. So it's a very
Interesting.
cool thing to see.
Fernie. Gotta go see Fernie sometime. And finally, what is the Neil and I we were talking earlier, him and I do a weekly show on Steve Shetler Media, and we are usually idiots on it. We make ourselves laugh, but we were talking about having like old food in your refrigerator or cleaning out your fridge was the actual topic of discussion. How often do you clean out your fridge? So this question today, what's the oldest thing in your refrigerator? What is something that maybe is turning into a science experiment due to the mold?
I would say the
In your
oldest
fridge.
thing in my refrigerator right now is pickled asparagus because it's still in there.
Didn't I bring that to your house like
asparagus.
Yeah.
3 years ago?
I know, but I don't really eat it, so I didn't want to throw it out because it came from Kathy. So there you go.
When
But
you get
actually-
home, take a picture of that. I want.
I
But they're
know.
good in
We-
Caesars.
We totally will.
That's why
It's
I
probably
brought
still
them.
good because
Yeah.
it's pickled.
So my question that we were talking about this morning with Neil and I was, how often does the average person clean out your refrigerator? And the choices were 110 days, 220 days, or 330 days. Those were the options.
Okay,
That would be men's
define
answers,
cleaning.
right?
Well, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Define
That's men's
cleaning,
answers.
though. Are you taking everything out and wiping it, or
Yeah.
do you, when you spill something, do you clean it up right away, or do you leave it?
I don't
leave
know.
it for a
Are we
month?
Probably just an
talking-
overall cleaning.
I think
like,
he's
how often do
talking
you guys clean out
man
your fridge?
clean or woman
Why are we talking
clean?
about
Yeah.
this right now? I don't know.
Yes, not moldy. Leave it alone. That's too funny.
I leave it up to my wife to clean out the fridge.
Yeah,
If it was just me, never.
probably never happened. That's funny.
Oh, all right. So let's do one more tune. What time? Oh, it is straight up at noon. We have a courthouse right here in the middle of town that when it's noon, the it's going to sound, dong,
Very cool.
dong. So you're going to get
Maybe
that
it'll
beat
be right
going.
in beat with the song.
It will be going
never
off
is.
here momentarily, so you'll have to incorporate that into your
All right,
into
I
your
can do
tune.
that.
So
I can do that.
we have your last song. I'm assuming it's the one that's out to radio right now.
Yes, most definitely.
Okay.
And I wrote this song quite some time ago. Was not going to record it because it was too personal for me. And it's actually, for me, it was the breakup song. And this can be taken both ways. So now that you guys are listening, you'll have to tell me what you think, because most people say this is a positive for a marriage song, but it just means love is real. So
All right, this is the one we were talking about earlier, where
Yes.
it can be
Yep.
taken either way.
yep.
All right. All right. Well, let's make that decision for ourselves. Here's Shelley Lynch. Love is Real here on the Music Showcase.
They say you'll know true love when it comes around. It was real destiny to me. The kind of love that moves your heart and spins you round. It wipes you off your old feet. This how this love began. Making love like there was no end. A love like that only comes but once in a while. There's a risky price to pay when you let your guard down. Rip your heart on your chest with the dagger or a stone. Bring you to your knees, pray God please help me. Feels like you're dying of a broken heart. That's when you'll know that love is real. Stevie says it doesn't matter how long it was or what the age. True love always prevails. Even if it comes to an end and it's gone away, that feeling will never change. That's how this love began. And making love like there was no end. A love like that only comes but once in a while. There's a risky price to pay when you let your guard down. Rip your heart on your chest with the dagger or a stone. Bring you to your knees, praying God, please help me. Feels like you're dying of a broken heart. That's when you'll know. There's a risky price to pay when you let your guard down. Rip your heart out of your chest with a dagger or a stone. Bring you to your knees, praying God, please help me. Feels like you're dying of a broken heart. That's when you'll know that love is real. Love is real.
Shelley Lynch here on the Country Music Showcase.
Thank
Again,
you.
we're live at Barn Wired in Sigourney, Iowa. Get in here for some lunch and some drinks during the noon hour, which we are into. And the bells didn't ring here in Sigourney. I don't know why. Maybe they're late. Last time we were here, they were going off. So, I don't know.
Well, they held off maybe.
Again, Shelley Lynch. I was just thinking while you were singing that song. By the way, Stevie, the name Stevie was in there. Was that?
I know.
You were thinking of me when you wrote this, weren't you?
Yeah. Funny story. When I wrote this song, so I've been through a divorce. Yeah, too funny. But I was actually I had to move back home to my parents because I was so broke. You know how, well, we won't even go there. Whatever happens in
Yeah.
a marriage stays in a marriage kind
Yeah.
of thing, right? But I was so devastated. And I was watching a Stevie Nicks.
Oh, okay.
And it inspired me. She was talking about songwriting, and then it came in there. There's one little line that she says, "True love always prevails," and she was talking about it. And I picked up my guitar because I'm all sad, and I actually started writing that song, and those words just came out. Stevie
right.
says it doesn't matter how long it was
Yeah.
or what. the
Yeah.
age.
In Steve's mind, he's going to hear it that way
Yeah,
But yes,
forever anyway.
it was you, definitely.
It was him. He knows
Stevie
it was
says.
him. That was a good cover, though, Shell.
Yeah.
Yeah, way to make that up on the fly.
Well, I don't want your wife to think
Yeah.
that I wrote a song about you. Like, come on. Should be chasing us down the highway.
Yeah.
I have this Ford
And on that note,
F-150.
what do you guys drive?
Funny stuff. Shelley Lynch, what I was really actually thinking, other than that thought that came to my head,
Yeah.
was that, you guys are out on this radio tour, and obviously I am not a radio station, but you decided to come and visit me anyway, and I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Hello. We wouldn't go through here without coming to see you.
That means a lot to me.
That-
So
it means a lot to us that we're here visiting you. Like that.
It was a have-to stop.
what's
yeah,
that?
It was
You're
a
a
have to.
A have
You're
to?
Yes, we
Like it-
absolutely both wanted to. It was looking at last schedule.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
Shelley goes, Steve, and I said, yeah. And she goes, we're stopping, right? I said, well, of course.
Yeah. Well,
Even if you didn't do this, we were.
yeah.
we
Oh,
were
yeah.
knocking
Yeah, we
on
could have
your
went out for
door.
lunch or whatever.
Sorry, it's like the mafia. You know, once you're in,
Yeah, once you're in.
You can't get out now, Steve. Nice try,
The Canadian Mafia.
Canadian mafia.
Well, no, I appreciate you guys both and appreciate you taking the time to stop in here in Southeast Iowa. Best of luck with that new single coming
Thank
out to
you.
radio. And I know Mike Thomas, if you're watching today, they're on their way to you next.
Yes, we are.
Down in Missouri, the state of Missouri.
Can I just say one thing?
Sure.
Sometimes when I'm at work, well, a lot of times, I'm listening when I was listening to your station.
Yeah.
So it's when I'm hearing you talk right now,
Yeah.
it feels so like at home, does it not?
I know.
Your voice, because we're so used to your voice.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
That is. Yeah.
But it's so cool.
Aw.
That's a cool thing.
Oh, we're gonna hug it out once we
Yeah.
get done with this video.
Aw.
And remember,
And once again, I hope your wife's not watching.
turn the video off. Cut. Shelley Lynch, if you're here in attendance, if you're watching online, check her out. Again, make sure you put that extra E in. SHELLEY. Shelley Lynch. You can get her music online, and boy, hopefully we can do this again some other time.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
So yeah, you
awesome.
can go to my website too, shellylynch.com.
ShellyLynch.com.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Shelly, it's
Right.
been a pleasure. If you don't mind just strumming along, as I'm going to run back to
100%.
the control booth. We're going to call it a control booth. And really,
Control booth?
you know, yeah. and wink, wink. It's like they call radio the theater of the mind. And I don't know what we're calling this right now, but it's the theater of the mind in video form. Because this is me going back to the controls. Anyway, this is silly right now.
It's all good.
Shelly Lynch, everybody.